So Guido, while you've been at violin practice, how can you even practice violin? You don't have any hands. Okay, well, while you've been away, I've been practicing myself. Yeah, sorry, on, human experimentation. But don't worry about it, buddy, because today, I think I've had myself a little bit of a breakthrough. As you can see, down there, I've got all my tools kindly provided by the extremely talented scientist, Dr. Jolt. Or was it J-Lot? I think it was J-Lot, and okay, I'm gonna stick with J-Lot. Dr. J-Lot has provided me with these tools, and I intend to use them, and use them I have. As I said, while you were out there being, well, productive, I was being productive as well. I have perfected a formula, a recipe, a serum for greatness, making one of the most best and dangerous armies in the entire world. Guido, behold my life's work. Ah, but you see there's a tiny king there. You see him? He is deadly and he is raring to go. He just seems like he's falling all over the place a bit and his arms seem a little bit warped, but don't worry about that. He has been trained for this. Have you ever seen the movie series Toy Story? Well, it's about these miniaturized toys which come alive and they aim to kill everyone in their path. Although that might have been a different movie, but regardless, that was my inspiration for this. We get a tiny army and we send them to war. I mean, look at this. Look at the potential of this. This is my first creation and he looks absolutely terrible. Oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? I may have made a big mistake here, guys. Anyway, it's not worth moping around. We've got to see how this goes down here. How two tiny kings can battle each other to the death with their giant swords. That's the only thing I haven't perfected, Guido. I've managed to perfect the art of turning the, oh my gosh, the physical bodies of the kings or the subjects, making them really tiny, but I haven't perfected the art of making the weapons smaller as well. So right now we've got small bodies with giant swords, and as you can see, it makes for some pretty interesting fights here. Oh my god, oh my goodness. Let me have a closer look at this. First of all, let's look what's happened to his, oh my gosh, just what's happened to his entire body. His leg is sticking out of his neck, his arm is torn in half and is wrapping around, and is that a foot? What is that? What am I even looking at there? The other guy seemed to have suffered much of the same fate. I think his entire neck has been spun around and broken 360 degrees. His arm is stretching through the hilt of the other sword, and his leg, I don't even know where that leg's gone. Regardless, you have to experiment with these sort of things. You have to see what works and what doesn't work, and clearly, this kind of worked. So I think that's a good enough reason to keep going. So we're going to add in some tiny archers as well. Now the way I do this is by scaling this down just here to about 0.4, just like that. And as you can see, oh my gosh, we have tiny archers with giant bows. So let's put 8 on either side here, just an even battle for each side. I also want to see what the knights look like once we've got them down to half height. So let's go all the way down here, pop them in here, and oh my gosh, what? They're just... you can literally just see their weapons and their shields. Oh, here come the arrows. So it looks like the arrows are still, like... what's going on? Are still normal sized. Like, what's going on with this blade here? Oh, he's charging in. He's actually doing something. And the battle is commencing. It's nice to see that their tactic is just to, like, spin around a bunch. And, oh my gosh. Like, what? What are you doing? Are they... oh, they're fighting it out. Let's have a look here. It looks like the shields, instead of being held in front of the knights, are actually being held above. It'd be very useful against, like, Hawatchers when they rain down the arrows, I guess, but for anything else, it's just going to be a real pickle. Oh, here comes the second knight helping out his blue brother here, and let's have a look at the archers here. How are they even wielding these bows? And how are they holding the arrows? I mean, they're bigger than they are. Look at this. What a technique. He's just... you just fired into the ground. What was that? Okay, the battle is still waging on. I think at least one of the kings is still alive. I think the red king might have won. As you can see by this giant blade which has fallen, someone has died here. And, gosh. This is crazy. It's just a bunch of weapons like flipping and flopping all over the place. If I zoom right out, it literally looks like a battle between inanimate objects. They're like ghosts or something. Okay. Oh, this archer is struggling to get a decent shot off on this knight here. In fact, he seems to have fired into the ground, which is, oh my gosh, not at all what I had expected. But the battle is waging on here, I think. It's hard to tell. It's quite impressive that none of the archers have been taken out yet. Apart from on this side, where I think one of the kings is still alive. What's going on with... Oh my gosh, he did it. And he's still, like, pulling his sword back. He's still holding his sword up and fighting away. This is amazing. Oh my goodness me. I think there's still, majoritively, the blue team still alive. I think the blue team might have an advantage here. But it's nice to see that my theory works. Anyway, I think, G.U.I.D.O, it is time to put our tiny army to the test. We're here in the Viking sandbox. You would hope that because they're smaller, they're not going to be as affected by the cold. Oh, that's a good point, actually. I didn't really think that through. Yeah, whatever snowflakes land on them, they're going to be, like, super huge in comparison. So they could freeze to death pretty quickly. Oh well. Anyway, we're going to line up about 4 catapults at the back. We're going to have a bunch of knights in the middle here. I'm talking maybe like 10 or something. So just like this. We're going to have the knight leading the charge. And let's see how they do against... Let's go for some halflings. I always use the halflings as an example because they're like the most basic unit. We've got 25 halflings, so there's 10 more halflings than the tiny army here. In fact, can you even call them halflings anymore? Because they're at least quadruple the size of whatever these guys are. Look at them. Oh my gosh! So it looks like when the catapults fire, they destroy themselves straight away. Well, I didn't think about that, and now they're down to like 10 units. Oh! Look out there, this piece of... Oh, I was hoping that piece of rubble could end up hitting them. Oh my gosh, they're just diving onto these guys. They're going to flatten them like pancakes. The king is somewhere under there. He's being absolutely piled on, and he's fighting his way out with his tiny sword. Well, his giant sword. He is fighting his way out. He can still fight. He doesn't need... I can't believe how tiny they are. He doesn't need no army. He can still fight, even though he's small. He can still fight his way out of this. It looks like this knight is being swarmed by the halflings here. He's going to be fighting away. It looks like it's not paying off. It's so weird seeing like the shields flirting by themselves almost, but it's very effective. If they can just hide underneath the shield, uh-oh. Oh, he's going to get trampled. Dude, I'd get out of there. Uh-oh. Oh, he's going to get squished. He's backing off to the rock, and the rocks are now running away. Okay, let's have a look over here. It looks like this one halfling is in a bit of a pickle. He's been absolutely swarmed by the tiny army here. Go, my minions. You can do it. Oh my gosh. Why are they holding his body? What is happening here? Why have they grabbed him? Is he alive? Are they just grabbing his dead body and parading it about? What is going on here? This is so strange. Oh, and they flung him. I think he's still alive. His legs, oh my gosh, what is wrong with him? Now he's dead. That ought to do it. The halflings are still swarming the knights here. I think the knights are struggling because whenever they swing their blades, they just bounce straight off their massive shields. It looks like they're being at least a little bit effective, though. They're taking down a fair few of the, oh my gosh, of the halflings. But they need to be working a little bit better to be able to take them down for good. Oh my goodness me. What is going on? The shields are just swarming these final 2 halflings. And what is this? Oh, it's still the king. He's still fighting. He's just taking down halflings left, right, and center. I think there's an epic battle going on over here as well. Oh my gosh, what a shield bash. Has that taken down that halfling? It has. That was brutal. Holy moly. These guys, they may be small, but they definitely pack a punch. And here we go. It looks like this guy is competing against at least 5 of the minions. And, oh my gosh, these rocks are still dancing away for some reason. Now, let's see. Oh my gosh, there it was. Holy cow. I actually wonder how adorable a tiny mammoth would be. So let's get a mammoth. Let's shrink him right down. Put his health to, I think it was about there. That must be the default. Put this down. Let's see. Wait, where is he? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're like little puppies. This is so adorable. I think I just possessed a minion or something like that. Let's go see if we can get a decent look on the... Oh gosh, I can't. Oh no. Look at this. Okay, I'm gonna get a decent view of them this time. Look at them bouncing. They're so happy. Why are they so cute? So deadly, but so cute. Okay, and now we're going to put them against... Should we try them against like an ice giant or something? Or a tree giant? I'm kind of curious to see how they'll do against just one giant. Because they're so small, maybe they're going to be a lot harder to hit. Well, it looks like the archers are already doing their damage. And the mammoths have a nice little tiny leap. Look at them. They like leap into action. Ready? Here it comes. Boink. Oh gosh, that was quite brutal actually. It was super cute and then it was super brutal and they've been taken down already? What? How have the mammoths been taken down so quick? They're fighting away, they're bouncing all over the place. Someone just got flung. Who just got flung over here? Well, I can't find their body anymore. I think they're lost in this big mound of snow or something. They just got flung into there. The archers are still alive. I'm not sure if the king is. I can't quite see him, I don't think. King? Are you around here somewhere? Are you in the middle? I don't see him. I have to presume that he might have been taken out. One of the mammoths is still alive and is still jumping away. Look at that. Just biting away at the midriff of the ice giant. And I think it just got pummeled and trampled and... Oh my gosh. There he goes. Wow. I think all that's left are the archers. Oh gosh. Run. Run. Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh, that was so brutal. And these knights are left as well. They need to move too. And that was a pretty decisive victory for the ice giant. Okay, there's still some cracks in the defense here that we need to work on. All in all though, G.U.I.D.O, I'm really happy with this tiny army we've made. You know, they look really cool. They're, oh my gosh, where even is he? He's like stuck in this blade of grass. I've got the king here. All the knights who I think are sleeping or something. They're all just laying underneath their shields. We've got the archers here who are looking awesome. And I think we've even got some tiny baby squires here. Look at them. So cute. But so small. Anyway, G.U.I.D.O, it was a fun little experiment, but... Wait. Was that your war horn? No, it wasn't mine either. I think I left mine at home. What was... Oh my gosh. It's the rightful king, and I don't think he's happy about the mockery we've made of him. This wasn't like a parody attempt, dude. I wasn't trying to poke fun at you. I just wanted to do some human experiments. Oh, he's mad. And it looks like he's brought some squires, some knights, and even some hwachas with him to take out my tiny army. Well, I tell you what, I'm not going to stand for that, and neither are these guys. It's going down. The tiny army versus the big army. Now, there aren't as many of the big army, or the normal-sized army, but... You've got to think, because they're bigger, they might have more health. Oh, we're about to see the first clash. The first clash of swords here. The tiny king versus the giant king. Here he comes. And, oh, here come the hwachas. And they are just raining fire on the shields. But they're hidden underneath the shields. Luckily, they can defend themselves. And here it goes again. Oh, he had his shield the wrong way. And he's going to get impaled. No, I think he dodged. I think he dodged out the way of these hwacha shots here. Here comes some more. If they have their shields up, which they do for the majority of them, they are able to block against these guys. That is fantastic. And, oh my gosh, the Tiny King is taking on 3 dudes at once. This is amazing. Okay, I really don't have high hopes for the tiny team here. This could be pretty brutal. Oh my gosh. You've got to hope that they all have their shields up, because if they don't have them pointed at the sky, this fire that is raining down is going to impale them straight away. And it just takes even a scratch, even a brush from an arrow of the hwachas to take down a tiny soldier. So they need to make sure that they are holding their shields up in the air like this guy is doing and blocking all those shots. Is the king still alive? I can't tell. I think he is, just here. It looks like a knight and the king are taking on the normal sized king here, which is good. You want to stack up and team up and make sure that you're teaming up on the opposition. And the hwacha just hit his own side. You've got to think that's got to be tough for the knights. They're getting shot in the back by their own hwachas. The king has been impaled and betrayed, and down he falls. Is the tiny king still alive though? I think this knight is. I can't tell. The king may be under there, under all that rubble somewhere. You never know. Uh-oh. Here come the hwachas again. Again, firing upon the tiny knights as well as their own team. Collateral damage is striking against the opposition, the blue team here. Oh, there's an arrow, which is it going to hit a hwacha? Barely, I think. I think it just barely missed. Wait, is the knight still alive? Or the king still alive? He is. And he's fighting against this hwacha. And he's swarming them. The arrows are going in all sorts of different directions because the hwacha is being led to being inaccurate by the tiny knights and the tiny king striking here. He's knocked the Huacha over, and the other Huacha has just fired upon the king. I think the king might have fallen. No, he's still alive. Dodging and weaving past those arrows. This is amazing. The thing is, the tinier they are, they're going to be able to easily dodge the arrows. The easier it's going to be for them to dodge the arrows. They can literally just sidestep and jump left and right. They have better agility than the giant team. Oh, and there goes Huacha. And I think this other Huacha has been taken down as well. Okay, we have one more Huacha here. It's loaded up. The arrows are firing, but they're hitting nothing because they're so inaccurate. All 3 Huachas have been taken down. Now all that's left are 2 knights fighting against the tiny knight horde here. The shields are everywhere. The opposition king has been taken down. One of the knights has been taken down, I think. Now it's just down to this other one here. And here come the tiny armies swarming in. And you gotta think this has got to be it for this knight here. He's blocking as best as he can. But it's going to be very hard for him to take down the might of the tiny army. And there it was. The tiny army prevailed. Well, there we go, G.U.I.D.O. I guess size doesn't matter after all. So you can use that when you feel bad about yourself. Oh, yes you are. You are tiny, okay? There's no denying it.